It's here.
Want to know what's happening in Fresno County? From ag to outbreaks, water shortages, wildfires, and the future of the industry. Tonight at 7, right here on Ksee 24. Hosted by the Fresno Chamber of Commerce and presented by these partners. Fresno Lexus proudly supports tonight's first segment of local news that matters. Fresno Lexus. Lexus, the relentless pursuit of perfection. Ksee 24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox. Nice and clear out there as the sun is going down. It was plenty warm across the valley today. Some valley spots got into the lower 90s. Fresno just missed it. We're at 87 right now in Fresno, 87 also in Madera, 86 in Visalia, 89 right now in Hanford. That was one of the spots that got into the 90s today. And we're going to get hotter across the valley as long as skies stay clear like this. You can see the clear skies from our live radar, and the temperatures easily getting into the 90s for the next several days. And in fact, on Saturday, 96 is only 1 degree away from the record high temperature for that day. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. Ksee 24 News at 6 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 6.
Generous, kind, he never met a stranger.
A random act of violence rocking the city of Hanford. We hear from the family of the man killed in a 99-cent store. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Esteban Reynoso. Alexandra and Stephanie are off tonight. Now, Hanford family is in shock after their family member was stabbed to death inside the 99-cent store on 11th and Lacey yesterday, and investigators say it happened around 3 in the afternoon. 23-year-old Ryan Washington walked up to 82-year-old William Chartrand and stabbed him multiple times with a knife. Minutes later, Washington was arrested just outside the store. Our Rhett Rodriguez joins us live from the scene of the crash with more.
It's been more than 24 hours and the 99-cent store is still closed. Police are calling this attack random. As for the victim's family, they are just wondering how could someone do this.
I asked my mother to sit down and then told us what had taken place, and it was just utter shock.
Martin Devine is still coming to grips with the news that his stepdad, 82-year-old William Chartrand, is not coming home after he was stabbed and killed inside the 99-cent store Tuesday. Devine says he's known Chartrand since he was 17. He says Chartrand spent 23 years of service in the U.S. Navy and was proud of his service, but was even more proud to be a father, grandfather, and great-grandfather.
Generous, kind, he never met a stranger.
Police say 23-year-old Ryan Washington is the man responsible for the killing.
We believe that this was a random attack. We do not believe the victim played any part. There's no altercation beforehand.
Chartrand was found by police with multiple stab wounds. They say they tried to save him, but it was too late. Investigators say Washington is known to law enforcement, but has not committed a crime like this before.
I think we have some history on him for theft-related crimes and maybe a battery, but nothing more serious than that.
While investigators continue to search for answers, the Chartrand family says they are just wondering how could someone do this.
There's no words, there's no understanding.
As for Washington, he now faces multiple charges, including murder. Reporting in Hanford, Rhett Rodriguez, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Brett, thanks so much. And new tonight, we are learning new details into a Mariposa County homicide case involving Wendy Pullins. Now, Pullins was last seen in June of last year. Based off of new information, detectives believe this car, 2005 Subaru Outback, is connected to the case. It comes after they declared Pullins' disappearance as a homicide investigation last Tuesday. Now, her Jeep was found in a remote part of Mariposa County in September of last year, months after she was last seen on June 15th of 2022. And if you have any information on the location of the car, you are asked to contact the Mariposa County Sheriff's Office right away. Developing news, the man accused of killing his mother and grandfather at a Fresno home appeared in court this morning. Ramad Park is accused of killing his mother and grandfather back in January of 2022. Park had been on the run after the murders, but was eventually found and arrested in Los Angeles County. At his arraignment in February of 2022, Park pled not guilty to the murders. Today's appearance was a preliminary trial to determine if there is enough evidence to move forward with a full trial. The preliminary trial will continue tomorrow. Police are looking for answers after a person is killed in a hit-and-run accident in central Fresno. Now, this crash happened around 11:30 last night near Ashland and Valentine. And officers say they found the victim in the road and attempted life-saving measures, but they died from their injuries. Detectives are investigating the hit-and-run crash. This is the 15th pedestrian death this year in the city of Fresno. 75,000 Kaiser Permanente workers across the country are on the picket line today. This is a look at the protest this morning in Fresno. They're striking for over wages and staffing shortages. Now, demonstrators say the staffing shortages hurt patient care, and it is the largest healthcare strike in U.S. history.
Be able to come to the job and provide good patient care, and right now we're having trouble doing that. So we'd love if Kaiser executives could come bargain with us in good faith and help us resolve these short staffing issues.
Now, union demands include raises, protections against outsourcing and subcontractors, as well as a medical plan for retirees. The strike is expected to last until at least this Saturday. And Kaiser responded to the strike today in a statement saying in part, quote, both Kaiser Permanente management and coalition union representatives are still at the bargaining table, they say. Now, they go on to say we remain committed to reaching a new agreement, end quote. Our top priority is caring for our members and patients, they go on to say. We take any threat to disrupt care for our members seriously and have plans in place to ensure we can continue to provide safe, high-quality care, end quote. The Big Fresno Fair is back and better than ever. It's the 140th year of the fair, complete with live horse racing, concerts, and fair food. Our Catherine Phillips joins us live from the fairgrounds. Kat, the fun is just getting started. What's going on for day 1 of 12?
Hey, Esteban, we're kind of taking a look at a little bit of everything here. We were over by some of the food and the rides area earlier. We saw some livestock, we saw some dairy cows, but right now it's all about the ag. We're hanging out here in the agriculture area where you can see grapes from Kingsburg. If you look at all of these award-winning grapes, you can see that one, I guess, makes Merlot. I don't know, they all look really good. We are just taking it all in, and if you look over here, it really is just a celebration of all the ag across the valley. So here is from Parlier. You can see that they have award-winning different pieces of agriculture all over. They got some kiwis. We even saw some pomegranates earlier. We have so many different peaches as well. So this is really the best of the best, the cream of the crop, as they say. And there's so much to do. You don't even have to ride the rides or play games or anything like that. There's just so much here. Now, this is just day 1 of 12. The gates open at 4 o'clock every day. So really, we are just getting started. If you want to go, tickets are $12 for adults, $8 for kids. Kids under 5 are free. And we've been speaking with so many people who have made their way in about why they love the fair and how they've just been coming for generations, and that there's so much to look at inside.
Bits. We like to go to the museum. Of course, the food.
The food, oh God.
The entertainment. We're going to see War tonight, one of our old bands from high school days.
All right, and then this is all the garlic over here is from Coalinga. Garlic's my favorite. I know it's a favorite to many people here in the Central Valley. So we just want to give you a look at all that's going on over here. So if you don't like the rides, you don't want to go and get some food, you can look at the agriculture, you can look at the livestock, you can see kids from FAA all over the valley coming together. So here is just a taste of what's going on. And Esteban, I think we're back with you over at 6:30. We talked with some people over with some of the food stands. So I think they're going to give us a taste of what they have in store at 6:30. So I'll see you then, Esteban.
Kat, thank you so much. Looks like a lot of fun out there. Ksee 24 is your local election headquarters. 24 hours after U.S. Senator LaFonza Butler took the oath of office, attention is now turning to just how long she intends to stay in that seat and how a special election could result in someone else finishing out the last months of Senator Feinstein's term. Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace spoke with an election law expert, and he breaks it all down for us.
Well, LaFonza Butler's appointment to the U.S. Senate lasts only until the November 2024 general election, but Dianne Feinstein's term ends 2 months after that in January 2025. That's why a lot of attention is turning to a special election on those short 2 months, all that on top of an already planned Senate race where you, the voters, will decide who sits in that seat for a full 6-year term.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
As of Tuesday, LaFonza Butler is officially California's newest U.S. Senator. But for how long? Per the state elections code, her appointment by the governor lasts only until the next general election, November 5th, 2024, and not until the end of the late Senator Dianne Feinstein's term in January 2025. That's why, in addition to the already crowded race to decide who will take over the seat for the full 6-year term beginning in 2025, there will also be a special election to determine who should serve the remainder of Feinstein's term between the November 2024 election and January 3rd, 2025, when her term officially ends. Looking ahead, that means on the same day as next year's primary election on March 5th and general election on November 5th, voters will also be asked to weigh in on the special election to decide who will serve the final 2 months of Feinstein's term.
I think it might feel strange to people. Well, didn't the governor just appoint? Why isn't Senator Butler just going to serve out the rest of the term? And that's for legal reasons, looking at the California Constitution and Election Code.
Already this week, major Senate Democratic candidates Barbara Lee, Adam Schiff, and Katie Porter announced in addition to their race for the full term, they also intend to run in the special election to finish out the final 2 months of Feinstein's term.
The question is, who do you support? And my guess is that people support the same person to serve from November 2024 until January 2025 as they do to serve the next full term.
As for Butler, she is free to run, but experts believe it will not be a walk in the park, noting the 3 major candidates already running are well established.
Adam Schiff, he has $32 million in the bank. Katie Porter has in excess of $12 million in the bank. I think Barbara Lee only has about $1 million.
Is she free to run? Absolutely. Will she face, at least in the beginning, an uphill battle to get on the same footing as those who are already running? I think that's the case.
And Butler is not yet commenting on her future plans. Her spokesperson says this week is all about honoring the late Senator Feinstein, adding, quote, "Politics can wait." Reporting at the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, KC24, local news that matters.
Still to come on KC24 News at 6, it's another chance at becoming a billionaire. Your odds of hitting it big in tonight's Powerball jackpot.
I felt there was sufficient legally admissible evidence to move forward. That's why we presented it to a grand jury.
And coming up on KC24 News at 6:30, an arrest nearly 3 decades in the making. What comes next as Las Vegas moves forward with a trial for Tupac's murder?
Your weather headlines for tonight. Clear skies continue, as does the warming trend. We'll get hot enough to threaten records this weekend, but next week will be quite a bit cooler. Your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. That'll be in the medium range into the weekend. Elm and juniper still the predominant pollens, and I'll have your complete forecast as KC24 News continues.
30 seconds, Emily.
There's always something happening here on Central Valley today. You never know who will pop up. Find out what's happening around town. Discover the best of the Central Valley from local businesses and restaurants. Meet the people that make our region the best place to live. You never know what will happen. Here on Central Valley today, weekdays at 3 on KC24.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo. When Dad brings up the importance of
building credit,
you're ready.
Dad. Fargo? What's my FICO score?
Wow, it's a work of art.
Do you, Fargo? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do? Instantly tell you what you spend on things like food.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries this month?
Hey, Dad, can the guy stay for dinner?
No.
Want faster, easier banking? You can with Wells Fargo.
Went shopping for tires, tried to save a buck. Now I'm stranded on the roadside, down on my luck. Should've gone to Carol's, now I'm paying my dues. Should've gone to Carol's, instead I got the flat tire blues. Don't buy tires or wheels till you check their prices.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Tired, achy, swollen legs? Varicose veins can be more than skin deep. Regular exercise and compression stockings can help you enjoy a full and active life.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. Now, AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, temperatures were warmer today and warmer than average by quite a bit, but not quite 90 degrees. We got to a high of 89 after a morning low of 61. Now, in the morning, we were pretty close to normal, but the afternoon high, yeah, we're into the above normal territory now, and it only goes up from there. Looking at our Valley Cam powered by Eagle Mountain Casino, this is time-lapse photography from the camera on top of our building, and at sunrise, it was pointed to the east. And in fact, you can see, here's your vocabulary word for the day. Do you see these beams of light that come out and it looks like God is talking to you? Those are called crepuscular rays, and I know that's a very fancy word. Also in Spanish, by the way, crepúsculo means twilight. Same type of thing. So the sun rises, skies clear throughout the day, and about 3 o'clock, the camera changes angle, and now it's going to be pointed off to the west, and that's going to catch the sun going down. And in the next few minutes, we're going to see the completed sunset. But right now, it looks beautiful outside, and temperatures got warmer as a result of all those clear skies. We're at 87 right now in Fresno, 89 in Hanford, 86 in Visalia, 87 also in Madera. That's 5 degrees warmer there than yesterday, 6 in Fresno, 7 degrees warmer in Hanford and also Visalia. And so a noticeable jump will be coming our way tomorrow too. Live radar now clear as a bell, and clear skies from the satellite imagery as well. Not a cloud in the sky in the entire state of California. And as long as high pressure keeps those clouds away, it's going to keep intensifying and allow our temperatures to continue to rise. That means we're going to see temperatures get into what I define as hot, which is 90 and above. And boy, today in Fresno just barely didn't qualify. So looking at futurecast next 24 hours, skies remain clear all across the valley, and our temperatures not only in the afternoon are going to be going up, they're going to be coming up in the overnight hours as well. 60 tonight in Porterville, 56 in Tulare and Corcoran, same for Hanford. Selma, 58 degrees, 57 in San Joaquin. Mendota and Firebaugh, 58 degrees, same in Dos Palos and Merced, as well as Los Banos. High temperatures tomorrow, lots of 90s, 95 in Merced, 96 in Dos Palos, 95 also in Chowchilla, 88 in Oakhurst, 87 in Auberry, 97 in 5 Points in Huron, Coalinga, 96. Same for Lemoore, Kettleman City, and Hanford, 95 in Visalia and Tulare, Porterville, and Pixley, 94, 92 in Delano. But air quality, moderate. Generally speaking, across the valley, but good air quality in Sequoia National Park. Your solar forecast brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Good high numbers through Saturday, but again, diminishing energy savings because we are going to be getting quite a bit hotter in the next few days. 64 tonight. That's pretty clear. That's pretty warm. Then tomorrow, it's pretty hot, 94, and that's way above average. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Over the next 7 days, we get a little hotter each day, and we'll sort of level off on this warming trend. We'll get as hot as 96 on Saturday. That is 1 degree away from the record high temperature for that day, which is 97. And then temperatures back off slightly, 95 on Sunday, backing off to the lower 80s by the middle of next week. And your regional forecast, that's available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com. So please go check it out there. A couple of valley spots on Saturday might hit 100.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little on the hot side for mid-October.
We are in the Central Valley after all, you know.
I still don't like 90s in October. I know, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not with it.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I want to start taking out the hoodies and dusting off the jackets, you know. I don't think I've worn
soup
jeans
and hot chocolate and pumpkin spice everything, right?
Exactly, right? It's that time of year. Yeah. Just let it go. You know? Just let it go.
Exactly.
AJ, thanks. We appreciate it. And time to check in with our Scott Bemis. Scott, what's coming up next in sports?
Well, we're going to talk some weather, AJ, as the Dogs get ready for the historically tough road trip to Laramie, Wyoming. More on that. Plus, that stuff you might have missed from the high school weekend. Another edition of Hidden Highlights on the way. Next.
Okay, let's do this. Who am I this time?
Witches!
Did not see that coming.
There's a lot of stake here.
What's the worst that could happen?
Football is the game of life, and it brings the community together. White, black, boys, girls.
Flag, tackle. Football can revive communities.
That's why I think, football is on the right path.
Community with football is very accepting and loving to people who enjoy the sport. Win or lose, they do it as a family.
My name is Jocelyn, and I fundraise through Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory to help pay for my expenses with my Club Team Alliance. Doing this fundraiser, I've raised over $800. It's been my most successful fundraiser out of them all.
Given the fact that they do 50% profit compared to other companies, which is very helpful for me. So my experience compared to other fundraising companies was Rocky Mountain was way better.
Through Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, I was able to make over $1,200. We love Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory fundraising.
Kauai Health's retail pharmacy is open to the public 7 days a week for all your prescription needs. Conveniently located in downtown Visalia, we work directly with your physician and accept most insurance plans. Visit us online to learn more.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Kauai Health. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The Wyoming road trip is always considered one of the more difficult travel situations in the Mountain West Conference. It can be hard to get there, and the weather on game day at War Memorial Stadium can obviously be a factor. The Dogs, though, might be catching a little break this year in that department because the forecast looks pretty pleasant. It's supposed to be in the mid-60s in Laramie around kickoff on Saturday night with clear skies and no chance of rain. So it doesn't look like we'll have a repeat of what happened on a previous Bulldog trip to Laramie when the Dogs literally thought they weren't going to make it to the stadium in time.
We got up and it had snowed all night and we didn't know if we'd make it to the game, and we went about 5 miles an hour behind a snowplow the whole way, and I was watching my watch every 5 minutes figuring out what we were going to have to cut out in pregame, and had to get taped and had our pregame, and you know, because we're down to the minute with what we do in pregame.
Kickoff this Saturday between the 5-0 Bulldogs and the 4-1 Cowboys, set for 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. local time in Laramie. Time for another edition of Hidden Highlights, a few of those plays, stats, storylines that may have flown under the radar during last weekend's high school football action. And we start with one of the more physical runs you'll ever see from CVC's Bryson Donaldson, just bowling over a Kerman opponent on his way to a 41-yard touchdown run. Easy to see why the senior running back currently holds 7 FBS offers at this point, including 1 from Fresno State. Donaldson, by the way, has close to 1,300 yards rushing through 6 games. He's averaging a mind-blowing 16.4 yards per carry. Meantime, my man Jackson Moore was hoping for a 4th touchdown from Landon Wright there of Clovis West, but no. Instead, he captured one of the plays of the week as senior Dominic Tacano secured the deflection here for a touchdown for Clovis West. Now, according to Max Prep, that was Dominic D's first TD grab of the season. Helped the Golden Eagles easily beat Buchanan. They're 5-1. And finally,
he got it! Yeah! He wins it!
That was San Joaquin Memorial Jr. Alex Asperoff with a walk-off game winner to give San Joaquin Memorial a 22-21 win over Edison last Friday. Now, Alex's dad, Austin, kicked at Fresno State in the early 2000s. He coaches Alex at Memorial. One of 3 field goals for Alex in the game. Now, that was good. This was even better. Sierra Pacific hosting Selma. Junior Jacob Cunha nailing a 49-yarder in the final seconds, which ultimately proved to be the difference in a 16-13 win for the Golden Bears. The 49-yarder, a school record. And it kept a magical season going for Sierra Pacific as the Golden Bears are now a perfect 6-0. Cunha, by the way, also getting some good coaching. The special teams coach at Sierra Pacific is Adon Carubius, who punted at the Naval Academy. We got some good kickers in the Central Valley. We'll be right back.
Want to know what's happening in Fresno County? From ag to outbreaks, water shortages, wildfires, and the future of the industry. Tonight at 7, right here on Ksee 24. Hosted by the Fresno Chamber of Commerce and presented by these partners.
I wish I would have done this a long time ago. I waited a long time to do it, and I shouldn't have. The process was a lot easier than I thought. It was actually like hardly no pain or nothing afterwards. It was amazing to me.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Uh-oh! Les Schwab tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See those guys? They just do tires. Eyes ahead, Dad! Look, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker, I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first. Watch, they're gonna come greet me.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
More and more people are hiring Jacoby & Myers. Why? We get insurance companies to pay up to 10 times more. That means more medical and financial assistance, more attorneys, more experience, more wins. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
It's time to feel good again.
Take a short vacation to a blissful destination called relaxation. Your escape is as close as your nearest hand and stone spa. Undo your stress with a massage or facial.
1 hour staycation packages for $89.95.
It's time to feel good again. A hand and stone. This is the place I love. There's nowhere better than the place I'm from. Yeah, this is where my world goes round. I've got my local on. The Central Valley is where I belong. Ksee 24 is where I go. Turn it on and it feels right. Yeah, it feels like home. I've got my local on.
My smile, by far, I would say that's what I'm more grateful from Dunlop in this facility.
It has changed my life in so many ways. Why would I hide it? It's like, oh my God, your teeth are so nice. And oh, girl, they're fake. Go to Dr. Dunlop.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Whole House Fan Company Central Valley.
Grab the keys to a stylish and fuel-efficient new Toyota. Let's go! Choose from the most reliable brand on the road and go the distance with more peace of mind and better fuel economy. Right now, get $750 cash back when you finance with Toyota on the sleek Camry, or lease one for as low as $339 a month.
Grab the keys, let's go.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is Ksee 24 News at 6.
Well, welcome back. Are you feeling lucky? Because the Powerball fever is once again sweeping the valley as a historic jackpot is up for grabs again. Tonight's Powerball drawing is worth a staggering $1.2 billion with a B. And if you win and choose the cash option, you'd walk away with just over $551 million. Now, the prize is the 3rd largest in Powerball history and the 7th largest out of all lotto games in the U.S. Odds of winning, however, they're 1 in 292 million. But if you want to take a shot at it, tickets are just $2. And you have until 7 o'clock to buy one. The drawing is at 8 p.m. tonight. What would you do with $500 million? And we have much more coming up on Ksee 24 News at 6:30. Your streaming service could soon cost you more. Why Netflix is planning to raise the price of its ad-free service. You really do need to play Lotto. And the race is on for a new Speaker of the House. We hear the latest as lawmakers scramble for the gavel. That's next. Stay with us.
At Monarch, we focus on keeping your AC working so that you can focus on enjoying life. And right now, you could schedule a cooling tune-up so that your AC is ready for the summer. Monarch Home Services. Keep home comfortable.
The Big Fresno Fair is back, October 4th through the 15th. Don't miss the Carnival Rides, concerts, fair food, and more. Save on admission and Carnival Ride wristbands at participating Save Mart and Food Max stores. Plus, get discounted season passes at O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Big Fresno Fair. It's your spot for food, family, and fun, October 4th through the 15th.
Big times are back.
Who is Mike Pence?
He deserves our thanks as Americans.
Tonight, only on News Nation, the former vice president makes his case to all America. Why he should be the next nominee for president. Taking your questions live in a News Nation town hall. Leland Vittert hosts the News Nation Decision Desk 24 Town Hall with Mike Pence. Tonight at 9, 8 Central on News Nation.
Homeowners, if you want to sell your house fast for all cash, stop what you're doing and watch this because Osborne Homes wants to buy your house right now.
I'm Alec from Osborne Homes, and we want to buy your house. Nobody buys more homes in California than Osborne. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, Osborne Homes is the easiest way to sell your house fast, all cash. Best of all, when you sell your house to Osborne Homes, there are 0 commissions, 0 fees, plus no banks, no realtors, no repairs, and no waiting to close. We buy your house as is, all cash. Just go to osbornehomes.com right now for your free, no obligation, all cash offer. We are here ready to buy your house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So go to osbornehomes.com right now.
Don't wait. Sell your house to Osborne Homes and put the cash in your pocket right away. Any house, any condition. All cash right now. Just go to osbornehomes.com or call us today at 800-820-5436. Go to osbornehomes.com.
Hi, I'm Lamont Jones. Ask me about my Honda.
Ask anyone in the 100,000 Mile Club.
Ask me about my Honda.
Ask anyone in the 500,000 Mile Club.
Ask me about my Honda. Ask anyone who's driven nearly 1 million miles in their Honda.
Ask us about our Honda. From its legendary longevity to its low cost to own,
There are lots of reasons to buy a Honda.
but none truer than this.
Honda is value. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
Get a great deal on a new Honda Civic and join the club at your Central Valley Honda dealer.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
At Monarch, we focus on keeping your AC working so that you can focus on enjoying life. And right now, you can schedule a cooling tune-up so that your AC